Hello and welcome to Queers and Soaps. I'm Eric, joined once again with Karen,
Hello.
bringing you some General Hospital, March 11th, 1982 to the 18th of 1982. Tommy, roll the credits and we'll chat. All right. First, there's a couple of people that passed away. I'm sure you mentioned it on your GH podcast, but Chris Robinson, who played Rick Weber, passed away in June 9th of heart failure at 86 years old. He was also on Bold and the Beautiful from 92 to 2005. I guess recurring. I don't think he was on the full entire time. Nobody ever goes on Bold just and stays there. They just recur. It's weird. They have like 5 contract players. But anyway, Another World from 88 to 89. And I wonder if his Another World character met up with um, Leslie Weber. What's her real
Oh,
name?
her name is Denise
Blanking.
Alexander.
Because I think she was on there till 89, maybe even longer. But so I wonder if they ever met up. Anybody know? Comment below. And sadly, Tristan Rogers of lung cancer on August 15th. His last episode of Young and the Restless, I actually just watched the other day, and it was terrible because Young and the Restless like to do these episodes where people just talk to themselves for a good 40 minutes. And he was in flashbacks for like maybe 3 minutes of the
Mhm.
episode because he had died on screen. Well, not he didn't die on screen. He died off screen, but then came on screen in flashbacks. Make sense?
Sure.
Young and Restless from 2010 to 2012, and then the last episode just last week. General Hospital from 80 to 2025. Also came back for Night Shift.
Yeah, he did. A lot of people came back for night shift.
hmm Studio City, which you can currently watch on Tubi. The Bay, and Studio City is Sean Kanan's baby. He wrote that stuff and got a bunch of soap friends to be in it, and Tristan is one of those
I
people.
need to catch up
And he
because I
plays the
started watching
father.
The Bay. And I kind of like never really got into it. Like I just didn't have time, and I haven't seen Studio.
Yeah, I get it.
So there's a lot of
Um,
Tristan Rogers out there waiting for me to
yeah,
watch.
there's a
This,
lot. Yeah, he's in the Bay, I think, until the end,
this is so
and then
devastating. This is a really bad
he,
year for soaps.
yeah, and Bold and the Beautiful in 1997. I'm guessing he was only on a handful of episodes, maybe as like a guest star.
I don't know anything
I
about
don't
it.
know. But rest in peace to Chris Robinson and Tristan Rogers. You guys are amazing. And you were both in these episodes a good amount. So it was nice to see you fellas
Yeah.
in
And also with
1982.
Denise dying not so long ago, like this is just and Leslie Charleston, like we're losing too many
Right.
characters.
It's big ones.
I know, and like a lot of the cast of the '80s, like they've been dropping, off, and I know, they're not young people, but
Right.
I want.
It
I
still
mean, we need
sucks.
to put a protection circle around who we have left,
Seriously.
like magically protect them.
So it starts out with Blackie going to Leslie and Rick about the sports center. Doesn't really
I love
focus
how
on
neither
the
one of us cares about the sports center.
I mean, I don't know. It's just whatever. It's not even like a main story, it feels like. It's very kind of side story, which is good because we don't want it to be the main story. At this point, anyway. I feel like the
Sure.
summer is coming for
And
82,
then it'll
so
be the kids'
we're,
storyline, which will be the sports center.
hmm so it could be worse, and it may be, but whatever. But yeah, the money was stolen and all that stuff. Laura and Mel are on doing the same crap, just talking. Laura actually, again, she kind of gets annoyed and she wants to like she's over this shit and wants to get out and I'm like, good, she should want to, but whatever. Luke, Robert, and Jackie discuss David Gray. Leslie worries about trusting Blackie because she suspects Blackie that he might have taken the money. I kind of do too. I mean, he had a $50 bill at that
He was
at
at
Kelly's.
Kelly's and he offered to pay for what was it, breakfast, and he
Yeah,
pulled a bill out of his wallet and it was a 50, and Rose was like, "I can't cash this early in the day," which is a
and then
prank on.
even Blackie was like, "Where did this come from?" I'm like,
Yeah, yeah, something weird's
"You don't
going
know
on with
you have
that.
a 50." Yeah, it's
How
something
do
going
you,
on. I don't.
because back then a 50 would have been so much money. Like that's a couple $100 in like today's money. And
Yeah, it is.
he just whipped it out of his wallet like it was $1
Yep.
and didn't know it was there. So somebody definitely wants us to believe that Blackie is the one that stole the money, but I don't believe he did.
David warns Laura to leave Mel alone while he does whatever he's doing that we don't know. I don't even know if Mel knows what he's doing.
No,
I don't know if
they
anybody
talked.
knows.
Didn't they talk about it a little bit?
They did in a little bit, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if that's true. I don't know if he was just trying to be like, oh, if I include Laura in this plan. I mean, I don't know what else it would be if it's not this, but we'll see.
Sure.
But he does threaten her, like he's gonna kill her
Every
if
time
she
he
tries
sees
anything.
her, and he's gonna kill Jackie. Like he's like,
Kill
your
Jackie.
sister will pay the price for you not obeying. And I'm like, ugh, this guy sucks. Just poison him.
I know he's getting on my nerves. Although it was a little bit more interesting this time than it has been in the past, but whatever. Still over it. Robert talks to Jackie about a past love that he opens up about, so he's opening up to Jackie, having the deep level conversations that you can't have with Tiffany. So I guess we know where this is going.
We already knew where this was going. He's been disdainful of Tiffany for a long time now.
Yeah, I'm surprised Tiffany's still hanging around, but she is.
I don't. Where
Um,
does she? Where can she go? She has nowhere really to go. Her only friend was Laura, and Laura's gone. So like now she
yeah,
just has Luke, and she thinks she has Robert, but half the time they treat her like an afterthought, as evidenced
yeah.
by when they left her at the building the one time.
Lost you. Told you.
Because remember they left her in an alleyway for like hours the one time. It's
Yes,
starting to get sad. I
it
feel
was
bad.
very sad. Blackie's friends give him a hard time. Nobody ever says who took the money, but we know Scotty took the money, right?
Scotty took the money.
And he's doing shady shit.
Scotty, he's
Up,
always doing shady shit. He's a lawyer.
yeah. Johnny's training at the sports center, just pointing that out because I'm sure it'll come into play in the summer.
Hmm.
With Packy, right?
Yeah, Packy.
Joe gives bad news about the insurance to Leslie and Rick. Leslie just wants to pay it. She's like, it's only $2,000. Let's just pay it off. Rick's like, no, we got to let it run by itself. I'm like, just listen to the lady. Like, pay it off and get your fucking shit going. Like, what?
I don't
Whatever.
know because doesn't Joe agree with Rick? He's like, it should run on its own, but Leslie's just like, well, let's just put the money in until we can figure out what happened
Right.
and get it
Put the
up and
money in
running.
and take the money back when it like why don't you get it up and running? I agree with her, but I guess Joe's the lawyer. Maybe he's smarter. I don't know.
Well, I think Joe's worried about like getting Rick and Leslie into a position where they have to pay for it all the time. So I think he's trying not to set a precedent.
Mm.
But I kind of agree with Leslie. So
Luke, where is Luke? Are they hanging at like a hotel or like another place? They're like he calls someone from this place, and Laura comes in and he sees her there,
aren't
and
they at
then
the
like
coffee shop?
the coffee shop. Is that what
The
it
one
is?
that's the
All
one
right.
that's across the street from where the little lady works. The little old
The
lady works.
antique store. Yeah, your
Yeah.
girlfriend Hester. We love your Hester. I mean, she is fun. She is a very fun
She's
character.
actually the best part of the storyline.
She is definitely. That's why I said it was a little bit more interesting. It's probably because of her. She was very
Oh, yeah.
entertaining.
Because they kept trying to get around her and she was just like, nope, and cutting them off at the knees everywhere. It was so funny.
So then I guess yeah, it makes sense. Because then Laura was probably going for coffee and then saw him and was like, oh shit, out, and then runs. And then he runs after her, of course. Luke gets to the antique store and Hester's like, oh, nobody's here. I don't know what you're talking about. Cheers Leslie on as she gets ready to go to Washington because she wants to go to Washington to get the funding.
Yeah, she's gonna go
Um,
see Noah Drake's uncle or father. Who's the one that's the
Uncle,
uncle, the
Senator Drake,
congressman or a
uncle.
senator?
Yeah, I know. At first I put father too, and I'm like, oh wait, no, it's his uncle. Jackie and Robert head to Laura. Next one, exercise at General Hospital, and Richard is sick. So
Oh,
everybody's doing their own thing, and it's really weird. I'm like, don't they have? They should get some machines. They just kind of do like random exercises and shit.
don't they remember what the routine is? If they're doing this routine every single day with Richard, you don't think one of them could have stepped up and said, "Okay, let's do whatever the warm up is"? They should all know it.
It would have been nice to see like Amy take his place. You know what I mean? And be like,
Mhm.
hey, this is what he does, and let's do this. But they all kind of acted stupid and. They like
And
to
then
treat Amy like
they were
shit.
like, maybe we shouldn't do this if Richard isn't here. And I was kind of like, yeah, maybe
Yeah.
you shouldn't. You guys are awful at this.
Yeah, so Leslie asked Noah to call his senator uncle to talk to Anne Bradshaw's Owen and Rudy. Oh, Bradshaw is Rudy.
Dr.
Um,
Bradshaw.
they seem to be getting along for now. They're
Is that
working.
what's happening?
Yeah, I mean they were because even she complimented him at one
Yeah,
point.
for
She's like,
like a
"Yeah, he's
minute.
working his butt off," and well, yeah, we know where it's going. Luke fills Jackie and Robert in on the antique shop stuff, and Laura and Claire hiding in there. This room is very complicated. Like, so it
It's very
transformed.
Scooby Doo, right? Because it seems like there's like a sliding door or something. Because like it's her bed, it's Hester's bedroom, but it's also the
Yeah,
secret room thing. How does that
it's
work? Because
weird.
they've gone around the building, they can't find another way in. So what's going on?
Yeah, it's really strange. They have it set up very interesting. Brian and Amy have some words. He gets on her about her gossiping. Just had to make a little side note of that because they're still doing that to
I
poor
am so
Amy.
sick of this because as soon as everyone walks up, they're all gossiping, but they're mad at Amy for doing it. Like it just seems really weird.
Amy's tired of being treated like a child, and I'm tired of seeing her being treated like a child myself.
Well, she is this the one where she also comments that like people keep acting like Laura didn't matter, like she's gone and everybody's sad except nobody cares that Amy's sad and Laura was all Amy had.
Right.
And she's like,
Yeah.
I want to find a love and I want to be with somebody and I want to be treated like a grown up. And then they're all like, okay, Amy.
So hopefully, that's what I'm hoping we get out of Johnny. Like, I'm hoping we get like a storyline with Amy where we actually like enjoy the storyline with her and Johnny maybe falling for
I
each
would
other
love to see her in a romance of any kind because
because
she's just been there being
we
yelled.
saw the we saw the
Yeah.
fallout of
Yeah.
that. So we never got to see like their actual relationship, which can't be long because we started watching in like July of '82, when Emma Sam's first came on. So we only have like 3 months where they could fall in love and that quick. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's funny when we watch this old stuff and they're like, this is the greatest storyline that ever happened, and it's a month. And you're like, this is
Right.
a month. And then other storylines are like just 6 years of the same thing. It's so crazy
At
sometimes.
this met, yeah, at this point they only met like one time,
Yeah.
so they didn't even
So
hang
when do
out
they fall
outside.
in love? When?
Right. Yeah, and quick.
Is it
Monica
a
and
summer
Alan are
loving?
fighting.
Summer love. Monica and Alan
Monica,
fight, and I love it.
the house is sold. They have 90 days to get out. Edward, of course, is not pleased. Let's use Lila, because that's what you do. In comes this patient. I knew this patient was going to die. Did you?
So there's this, yes, immediately. So there's this, because we never talk to patients ever. So this
Right.
woman's in the bed. She's getting a full hysterectomy because, like, I guess she was having issues after she had her children. Because she has a daughter, I believe, that Jeremy knows from school,
Yep.
and her and Anne get very close very quickly. And as soon as they started talking, I was like, "Oh, she's not gonna make it."
Nope.
Like, no, and it just
It's a
seems very.
regular procedure. It's a very routine procedure. They do it all the time. There should have been no issues.
Uh huh.
And they all claim that there wasn't any issues that they noticed.
Yeah, when they're done the surgery, everyone says it was a textbook surgery, and yet
Hmm.
she dies.
She ends up well, she goes to the ICU to recover, I think. And
They were
then I
talking
think
to her. She was like awake.
right, she was awake. Anne had talked to her husband and then was going to go visit her. And he's like, oh, yeah, you can come up whenever. Said everything went well. Goes to visit, and they're like trying to bring her back to life. So
Yikes.
I'm like, whoa. So we're thinking Rudy did something wrong, clearly, which we do find
Yeah,
out in a
but
little
at
bit.
a surgery like this, she also could have thrown a clot, and that would have killed her.
Yeah,
But
I
it
know. That's
does
why I was
it
confused.
it does look like Dr. Bradshaw made a mistake
Yeah, I think he did.
because Arthur's been overworking himself and not resting, and he has a lot of stress going on at home. And people have commented multiple times that he needs to slow down, and he refuses to.
Yeah. But Anne was like on his side for 5 seconds. She was like, yeah, he's doing his thing. And she was actually working in the OR with him, and they were getting along for 5 seconds. So this will be a fun storyline. If it goes on a little longer, I don't know. It might
Well,
be a week.
considering how interested she was in the autopsy, it might be going somewhere.
Hmm. And then what he's doing with the autopsy. Well, we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Um, so she calms the patient down, which is, I forget her name. I'll get it eventually. I wrote it somewhere. Luke and whoever go to the antique store. I guess, and crew, I think I put. Esther holds an umbrella on them, stopping them from going to the back.
Because it's her
I thought it was
bedroom.
a gun. I couldn't tell. I was watching on my phone, so I couldn't tell if it was a gun or not. I'm like, is she holding a gun?
No.
And then he's like, put the umbrella down. I'm like, oh, okay, it's an umbrella. Anne and Noah talk. Mrs. Newell's ready for surgery. Lila and Edward talk about the house. She's like, we got 90 days. It's our time to go. You know, it is what it is. She's like, we're all good. He does the old heart. Oh, my heart! If I don't have my house saved, which he loves to do, it's his
Yeah,
favorite thing.
that's it. It
And
is.
Lila being Lila is the best, and she's like, "Oh, Edward, I'll go talk to Monica. We would hate for you to have a heart attack. Like, we don't want you to die." I love how she talks to them, and it's so funny.
Well, because he
But
thinks
she
she's
does,
pulling one over on him all the time, and she's so much smarter than he is. It's hilarious.
and she knows he is, but she's still like, whatever. She's like, "I'm gonna do what I can. I'll talk to Monica." She does, which I thought was very cool of her because I didn't think she would.
And Monica's like, absolutely not. I'm doing what I want to do. And she's like, well, what about the family? And she's like, you're rich. Who cares?
And you could tell in Monica's face that she did care about Lila because that
She
it hurt
does.
her to hurt Lila. She was like,
She does. She
so
she loves
they
Lila.
knew they knew what they were doing, getting Lila
That was
involved.
her weakness. The only Quartermain
That
she's
is
not aggravated with.
the only one that she would listen to. I feel like that's the only one that anyone would listen to.
It's true.
Oh yeah, Leslie's on talking about the house with Amy and Monica. Hester gets rid of the trio. She threatens to call the cops, I think, and
Hmm.
whatever.
They retreat to the coffee shop.
Lila gets Monica to hear her out. She doesn't want it. She doesn't want Alan to win, so she's selling the house. She don't care. Alan and Monica are very the same. It's very funny.
I love them because it's so clear. Like they're the people that do the love hate thing, where like they love each other so much that it's hate sometimes, and
Hmm.
like they're never apathetic towards each other. They can never be.
Anne talks to the patient's husband. They go visit Mrs. Newell. Newell, she's dead, or they're trying to resuscitate her, but she dies. Robert and crew bust into the shop, and Hester is watching TV in her room.
So
Now
they
the
busted
lab
into her bedroom. The lab is gone
is gone.
because this is a magical
How cool!
room.
How cool was that though for the time when they changed that room back? I thought it was so
Very
cool.
cool.
It was like a transformer. I was like, did a really good. I mean, it was like in slow motion too. It was like flip, 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 and I'm like, this is really neat for like 1982. That's really cool.
Well, it was very 1960s Batman.
Yeah, that's a good effect though.
I loved it. It was great.
Bugs Laura about Jackie. Laura's over the shit officially.
Hmm.
She's like, I'm out. Esther pulls the alarm on the trio. That's Robert, Luke, and Jackie. For those who don't know who the trio is, and crew. And
The
Tiffany
current crew.
sometimes. Tiffany recurs in that. Pops
Well,
up
because they
sometimes.
were going to stay overnight at the coffee shop, and Tiffany was like, absolutely not, darlings. I need my sleep. And then she left. And I'm like, I'm with her. I would have left too. I'd be like, this is nonsense.
Laura gets busted by David because Laura's done and she's on her way out the door. She's, no, I'm over it. Audrey and Steve are on. They didn't really do much. We found out that the patient had a heart attack, but everything had gone well when the surgery, or so we think, until we get that
Hmm.
autopsy report. Alan uses his mama to get through to Monica. She's like, I'm sorry. I'm not falling for that trick. Everybody's out. But you could tell, like, because Leslie Charlton is such a good actress that, like, you could tell, like, it really hurts her when he says Lila's name. Her face just like changes. Like she hates him so much, but you can see in her face it's like fucking Lila. I love that woman, but I gotta fight you. I hate you. Like that. Like you could see that in her face because she's just freaking that
She
great.
just doesn't want Alan to win because he's
She does
cheating
not.
on her and he's being an ass and he
Yes.
doesn't deserve to win.
But he's very upset too because he's like, because I feel like he's the same too with his mom. He's like,
Mhm.
you're kicking my mom out of my house. Like I don't care about me, but you're kicking my mom out. So I
They
feel whatever.
they were pretty harsh with each other too in that conversation.
Brutal. They're going to
Like,
have hate sex
oh
like
god,
real
pretty
soon.
soon, pretty soon.
It's going to be bad, but it's like it's bad. Like he even threatened to kill her.
Yeah, yeah.
Like shit
He's like, I
for
won't
the
let you
what?
win. If I have to kill you.
Yeah, like it was. Yeah, well, I forget how he said it, but yeah, it was like,
Oh,
I did it once. Yeah.
yeah. He's like, I tried it once before. Why don't you think I'll succeed this time? And I was like, whoa, Alan.
Oh, it's getting dirty.
This
It's
is one of
getting
my
dirty.
favorite couples too, and they've been trying to kill each other for a long time.
Oh my God, it's so fun to watch, but it's rough. I know
Yeah.
these are really good episodes. Oh, and he even calls her pathetic. You blame everyone else for your problems, and you're pathetic. I was like, oh damn,
Yeah,
there's
you're the
some
one having
hurting
an
words, these
affair,
people.
Alan. He's the one sleeping around. Like he's the one that wrecked their relationship.
I wonder if this Paris guy or this French guy is going to be involved because we actually got to see him. I thought she was like making it up at first, but we
No, and
actually
then
get to see
we
him.
see him, and he looks like I don't know. I don't trust him. Like right from the
Hmm.
jump. I think there's okay. So this is what I think is happening. I think they're
Well, he
going
knows
to
she
end
got
up.
money.
I think they're all Alan and Monica are going to end up accidentally in the shower together.
Okay.
But well, you saw like she was going to New York, right?
Oh,
And
right.
he's going to New York, and they're both
Yes.
Dr.
Well, he's in New
Quartermain.
York.
Yeah,
He's
they're
in New York.
both
Yeah.
Dr. Quartermain, and I think they're in the
Right.
same room. And he said, I'm expecting someone, so I'm going to leave the door unlocked. And then they told her she was in the one room, and I think they told her she's in the same room as Alan. And
Oh.
hopefully they bang in the shower.
Yeah. They
Maybe
definitely are. But
it's
even
gotta
though
be it's a classic mess around. They're gonna end up in the same hotel room.
right, and in New York, he postponed the divorce again, and he claims, of course, because it's Monica, and he has to withhold it for a while or whatever until he deals with the house situation, and he's like nasty about it even to the lawyer.
Because the lawyer's like, why are you even bothering with a divorce? You're clearly still in love with one another.
Right. So David explains to Laura, he's like, listen, if I get you involved, will you stop this crap and stop trying to leave and all that? Sure, she agrees. Whatever. We'll see. He explains that they're working on making a hologram to get into a museum to
Mm-hmm.
steal something. And I'm like, is all this for that? Like, is that
So
like?
this feels like
Sorry.
synergy from Gem and the Holograms. Like it feels like they're gonna make like these like hard
Showtime
light.
synergy.
Yeah, right. Because like
See that on Tubi.
he said he's gonna steal not one thing, it's multiple things. And they're gonna replace it with these holograms that look just like the real thing. So it's like a smoke and mirrors trick. This whole thing is a smoke and mirrors trick.
So I guess that sounds like, an evil scheme, right? Maybe that's true. We don't. I don't
I
know.
don't know because I don't trust anything that David says.
Right.
And
Oh, and I
also,
forgot.
I don't know why he didn't just kill Laura. It would have been a lot easier to kill her and then throw her body in the lake, and then no one would have been looking for her this entire time because they would have had her body from the lake.
Right, but maybe did they not kill anybody at this point? Because doesn't he get mad when the other Laura's brought up, or Jeannie Francis Laura?
Yeah, he gets mad.
Like what? I don't know. I don't know what's happening here. Still confused. Maybe that's true. It makes sense if you have a secret lab to do something like that.
I want a
But if
secret
you
lab.
but if you don't telling the guy that's working on it, Mel, like I guess that's what he's doing because of the photographer, like the photography part. Like he can somehow make a hologram. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. So Alan blows Susan off again at the hospital, so he's not in New York yet. Tiffany goes into the used clothing place, and I forget what she's doing exactly there.
She was checking to see if there was another entrance into the building.
Oh, and so to get into that room.
They sent her to do that, and she was like, "Well, there isn't one." So
And this is when Esther goes out and investigates with her umbrella. Alan Monica down and threatens her. That's why I was like, he pulled her, and I was like, oh damn. These actors
yeah.
must have talked and be like, you do whatever you got to do for your scene to make it good.
They have
So,
to be. They have to be friends. Like there's no way they could do the scenes they do unless they were close, because they touch
Right.
each other a lot, like, and grab each other and push each other around, and you'd have to have a good rapport to be able to do that safely, I think.
The gang got to wait around while Laura hangs with Mel and David doing whatever they're doing.
Nothing.
Bradshaw and that's Rudy and Ann discuss patient surgery. He seems like he might be hiding something. He writes something on a pad. So I'm like, okay, I don't know what
It's
he's
not a
doing.
pad. It's part of the autopsy
Well,
report.
oh, he wrote something on there?
So what happened? It just looks, because it's yellow. It looks like it's a legal pad, but like they opened the autopsy report and he changed a number in there. He changed something in there.
Is that what he did? I couldn't
Yeah,
tell what he was doing.
and I don't
Okay.
know what he changed because I couldn't. I mean, even this, we're watching these things. They film them on not the best quality, so sometimes we see them and
Yeah.
it's a little blurry. But like I saw him, he changed a number in the autopsy report before Anne could
And
look at the autopsy.
I watch a lot on my phone too, so it's harder to see even on
Yeah,
there.
because it's a teeny weeny screen, but like he changed a number
Yeah.
in the autopsy report, and then he told everybody it looks like it was a standard procedure, no problems.
Oh,
But
geez.
there was a problem. He changed something. So one of her levels was wrong, or they gave her the wrong medication, or something happened because he changed a number in there.
Hmm.
And then later you see Anne studying the autopsy because she's looking to see if anything happened. And everybody keeps saying it was textbook. It was textbook. It should have been fine.
Hmm.
So what did he do?
I know. What did he do? So did she not see the report first, or did
I
she
don't
see
think
the
so. I think
report?
she saw it afterwards because he saw it on the desk and he skimmed through it. So it looked like he knew exactly what he was looking for. So he may know what
Oh,
mistake he made, and
okay.
he just took care of it. So like he scribbled on there.
Oh,
So we're
damn.
we're watching Arthur do shady stuff right now.
Hmm. Rudy. All right. Mr. Angelino's back. Dr. Katz.
That's
He's doing a report on Heather that will affect her case. What's her case again? It's
so this is
been
like,
so
so
long.
remember when she was accused of murdering Diana. She actually, I mean, she did a whole bunch of stuff and she did intend to kill her, and then she hid a bunch of evidence. So this is
Mhm.
really, they want to decide if Heather's sane enough to be released on her own recognizance. So that's what Dr. Katz has been doing. He's been
Right,
treating her to see if she's going to go to prison or not. And
right. And
she
didn't
is
she?
aggravated because she wants this to end. So she's starting to gather blackmail material on Dr. Katz to try and
Yes, which is
get the report she wants.
where he apparently had some kind of sexual misconduct case going
Mm-hmm.
against him in Canada, isn't it somewhere up
In
north?
state New York or Canada, somewhere up.
Yeah,
Because remember, she took that trip with Scotty. I think it was upstate New
Scotty.
York, and Scotty was continuing on to Canada, and that's why it was
Oh,
really
is that what it was?
Canada. The thing that's going on here is she has been blowing off sessions, I guess, to do
Yeah.
whatever it is she's doing. So he's already aggravated with her. And like some guy comes from the court and he's like, "What's the report on Heather?" And he's like, "I don't know. What kind of report do you want?" And he's like, "Can we like send her to prison or let her go or what's going on?" And he's like, "I'm not ready to give you that information." And Heather catches
Yeah,
that guy in the office and she starts to get squirrely.
he Mr. Angelino tells Heather that he wants to give her like a good report, but he's not getting anything out of her, and then she's like not
Mm-hmm.
talking to him at the session, and then she just tries to apologize and be like, "Listen, I just want it over. I want to go marry Joe and have my babies, and that's all I want in this world."
Yeah, but she also does
Whatever.
this weird thing where she says, "Oh, I was scared because I read this article, and the article was about a shrink taking advantage of a patient." And he's like, "You read this article and you got freaked out." So this is her slowly introducing the idea that she has something on him. She's dropping
Hmm.
hints instead of being like, "This is what it is." Like,
Right, right, right.
so she's being really, really shady in a very cool, very fun way. And like
Yeah.
she keeps dropping little hints that she knows about the incident in upstate New York.
Uh-oh.
So we're gonna have to find out what's going on with that.
So we find out Rose is going to Chicago for some reason. So I don't know if she's actually going or if she's
It's
just taking a
the daughters.
vacation.
She's going to the Daughters of Ireland thing.
Right, but I don't know if she's like leaving the show for a week or so. I don't know what the
I don't
situation
know, but
is.
she's part of the Daughters of Ireland. They're meeting. They do an annual trip every year. She was explaining it to
And it's
somebody.
near St. Patty's Day.
Yes.
Blackie, because Blackie, this is where Blackie tries to pay with the 50. Jackie spots Laura and takes off as well.
I
Esther's
don't
all
care
upset.
about Laura anymore. I understand why people hate her now. I just fake Laura is the storyline is so boring.
Yeah, because it's just the same crap over and over again.
Yeah.
Um, the gang is gonna fight that dude that comes from his store to like help protect the antique store. Rick questions Blackie about the 50. Heather tries to talk to Mr. Angelino, talks about the unethical things
Hmm.
in the magazine articles, what she brings up. Luke wants to go to Ramsey for help, which he never usually wants to go to the cops, but I guess he's desperate now, so now he
I
wants to
think
go.
he, like us, is sick of just going into the store and being chased out of the store and
Yeah.
then going back into the store and being chased out of the store. And none of this is going to lead to Laura. At this point, we're just following Jackie.
Heather wants to be free to marry Joe, which I mentioned. Joe gets dizzy play boxing with Packy and Johnny. I was like, what's that about? So he's sick.
Mm.
David arrives at the antique store and questions Jackie. Heather comes back to Kelly's and she wants to see if Joe's okay. Alice is like, no, chill. Alice and Heather have like a really good relationship in '82. It looked like to me.
I
Is
think
that not how?
they're I think they're okay with each other right now because remember Alice was afraid of Heather and wanted her put in the insane asylum for what she did in the whole Diana debacle. But
In
now that
'83, I thought.
no, this all Diana happened already.
Oh, did it happen already? I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
confused with what
that's
year I'm in.
yeah. Yeah, so I think they like cuz like she didn't she hide the gun and all that like that happened in 82 because like the relationship they have now is good because they remember they spoke about it and also because she wanted Heather to get treatment. So right now Heather has a good man, has a good
Mm.
job and is in
And
treatment. So
she's,
she's happy.
yeah, I got
So
you. Yeah,
and
because they seem to
also
be getting along really well.
yeah, because they weren't getting along for a minute because Alice went to Scarsdale or whatever in Arizona, Scottsdale, and was hanging out with the baby, which Heather wants her baby. So they were a little
Right.
aggravated about that. But then Heather went out to stay with the baby and came back. So now I think everybody's on the same page.
Oh yeah, we got to see the end of that story where Alice killed that girl, right?
Yeah,
And,
she did
and
to
to protect
protect.
Heather.
Yeah,
Sorry, I was forgetting what year I'm in because I remember we watched the
because we're
Susan death,
watching
and I'm like, what?
'83, and like
We're
it's like
currently we're in October of '83, and then we're in March of '82, so we got a lot happening here.
it's
So
funny because we both get confused, and most of the time I get confused when we're watching '83, and you get confused when we're watching '82 because
oh my God, I do. Jesus Christ.
we shouldn't have done this at the same time, but we wanted to see Emma's first scenes because we love her,
Yes.
and it's just the best.
So Luke, Luke and Ramsey get to the shop. He kicks the gang out. David's all upset. Ramsey goes off on Jackie and Luke. David transformed the room into the lab,
Hmm.
Hester's bedroom.
Magical.
Um, so much work, so little time, and he wants to get rid of Luke.
I don't blame him. They won't
Um,
leave him alone. They're outside the place 24/7. It's ridiculous.
yeah. Rick checks on Joe. Robert and Tiffany talk about Laura. They want to rehearse something. What are they doing?
The magic show, the opening
The
of the Haunted
magic
Star.
show. Who they get that fortune teller for?
Yeah, the fortune teller comes in and she announces who she is, Madam something or other. And she
Okay.
wants to prove to them that she has abilities, but Robert is supposed to be meeting with Lila. So he's like, well, what if we take you both with us and then you can try your wiles out on Lila? Because the ladies from Beecher's Corners are in.
Yes.
And
That's who they were. I knew them, and I could not remember who they were.
they're all
Agnes,
from
right?
Beecher's Agnes and Agnes Whitaker and her friend.
Right.
They're there, and the husband's there too, Mr. Whitaker, but he has to run errands, so he leaves them there. And they wanted to get together with Luke, but Luke was for some reason in. I feel like they said Montreal. I don't know what that was about.
Yeah, I don't know.
So then Robert takes the fortune teller to the house, and then they have a typical '80s kind of séance scenario. And I didn't
Mm,
really understand what's
yeah,
happening when that happened because it was like everybody
me
kind of got
neither.
the idea from that meeting that like Laura died. I think I don't know. It was weird.
Scotty's on with Lee. Um, He tells Lee that he can't be in court. Lee's not happy because Scotty said he would be, and now he has to break his date with Gail for lunch.
Actually, that's not what happened. He said he checked Scotty's calendar and Scotty's calendar was clear. So he just booked Scotty for it and never talked to
Oh, he
Scotty.
booked Scotty.
And Scotty's like, you didn't check with me. And he's like, well, your calendar was clear. And he's like, what, you should have checked with me. I already have plans. I have something important to do. And Lee's like, well, I have something important to do. And he's like, well, that's not my problem because you did this without talking to me. And Lee is very pissed off about it. And Scotty goes off to some kind of land auction.
Audrey and Steve are on, but don't really do anything. No storyline for them.
They're just working.
Tiffany invites everyone to the Haunted Star. Susan and Alice do lunch. Alan's in New York, we find out, so he actually is in New York now. He wants to postpone the divorce. Scotty is at an auction. He gets a lot for $2,900 right next to the sports center.
It's a strip of land that was originally, I think they said it was lot 50, but then they broke it down into like lot 50A and B because somebody ended up paying the taxes because they were going to default on it and auction it off. So the people paid the taxes, but apparently not enough. So they had to sell off a parcel of the land. So they sold off the chunk that's right in between Kelly's and the sports center.
So does he just want to ransack the sports center? Like, is that what it seems like?
I feel like Scotty's still trying to make the mall. Because remember, he was trying to make the mall happen.
Oh, that stupid mall, right.
Which, listen, this storyline never goes away because then when Michael's working on fixing the land later, the idea of the mall comes back up again. So it's like, it's like the writers of General Hospital were like, we should have a mall. And then all the other writers were like, no. And then 20 years later, he's like, we should have a mall. And they're like, no mall. Mall culture is dying. So maybe they were correct. I don't know.
So at the hospital, at General Hospital, all the gang, well, not the gang, I'm sorry, that's my normal crew. The staff is upset about Mrs. Newell's death and wants to see the autopsy report. Yeah. So now that I know that's what Rudy was doing, Lila tries to talk to Monica, but she's headed out. She's like, whatever, blows her off. Lila just wants to like have her friend back at this point. She's like, I just want to talk to you just to be like, see if we're cool. But Monica's still kind of a jerk because of Alan and all that. Whatever.
Yeah, well, Alan threatened to kill her earlier in the day, so I can kind of see her point in being like annoyed with him.
Well, annoyed with him, yes, but not his mama.
Well, all things Quartermain. She just wants to get to New York.
You be nice to Lila.
She wants to get to New York because she's having a rendezvous with her hot French guy.
Right. So Magda, the fortune teller, is brought in. Psychic comes in to help Jackie and to be there for that thing. But she has like these weird things going on with Jackie. So she's seeing things, and there's this weird music that plays during it. But then it just stops. Lila and Robert talk. He invites her. That's when they go over there. Audrey and Amy fill Monica in on some parts. On some patients while she just comes to check by before she leaves town.
She came in because there was apparently an emergency, but by the time she got to the hospital, it had been taken care of, which she was really excited about. So she checked her messages. And it was funny because Amy was about to gossip about the messages and she got corrected. She's like, but I thought Monica would be pleased because there are a bunch of messages from her hot French guy. And Monica takes the notes and goes, Monica is pleased. took the notes. So, like, she wasn't mad at Amy.
And Monica is also dressed like Carmen Sandiego.
Yes, because she needs to be in a different global location.
And she talks to her French man and gets ready to go. Reads that it was a blood clot in her lungs that killed her.
Pulmonary embolism,
Mrs.
I think.
Newell.
Yeah, because if you throw a clot and it hits your lungs or your brain, it could kill you.
Stella is all excited about the fortune teller. Why do I have letter E? What does that mean?
Oh, because it's Jimmy Lee. So when Magda starts talking about who they're trying to find, she starts describing Jimmy Lee because isn't his real name like Michael Elliott or something like that?
Yeah.
And so like he was in that finishing school, he had a different name, and then he ended up being raised by the Holtz, and so then he was called Jimmy Lee. So they're talking about Magda's talking about Jimmy Lee's arrival. She tells them the person you're looking for you'll find, but he's not aware that you're looking for him yet, and his name begins with an E and a couple other things. And I was like, Jimmy, this is Jimmy Lee Holt.
Right.
That I got right away. I was like, the rest
Yeah,
of it,
same.
I don't know what was happening.
Yeah, I know. Edward and Alan talk about Monica. He says he will do anything to hold on to the estate. Amy talks about Jeff and his wife to Heather. I guess, oh yeah, Mr. Angelino comes in and she brings up the Otavia. I guess that's where she went to find out about his.
She's breadcrumbing him. She's like, here's
Yeah,
a little piece of information. She wants him to know that she knows, but she doesn't want to tell him because she doesn't want it to be obvious.
Magda talks about Laura to Agnes. Gail and Monica talk about the divorce in the house. Rudy reads the autopsy report. That's why I was confused too, because why would he look at the autopsy report again if he
I don't know,
wrote
but he
something on
altered
it?
it. I saw him alter it because he
Well,
opened
he's
it up.
reading
He
it
took a
again.
pen and he changed it. I think what he was doing was because if you watched, Anne took the autopsy report and was literally studying it for like 4 scenes. When people were
Right.
doing other things, Anne was at the autopsy report. Noah also wanted to look at the autopsy report and Anne had it. And he was kind of like, are you making an issue? She's like, no, everything seems to be textbook. And she puts the report back. And then I think he checks it after her to just double check to make sure that she didn't see anything she shouldn't have seen. But
Right.
it's kind of unclear. It's like that whole sequence, like that episode was a little choppy to me, like with the seance and all.
Anne did question Monica and Gail what they would do if a patient is prone to clots. She's like, "What would you give?" So I'm guessing that is going to involve
It's the
something,
medication. He screwed up a medication. I bet you
right?
he didn't give her something like a blood thinner or something, because it would be dangerous to give a blood thinner, but not in the case of clots. They probably would have been like Humidin or something. They
Yeah.
would have given her, and they didn't do that, and then she clotted and died. So I think he may have either added a medication or changed the amount of a medication that he gave.
So yeah, like Rudy's lurking around. Monica goes, she's going to New York. Rudy looks through the papers again. Shit's going down with these papers. I don't know if he's
Mm-hmm.
going to take them and just like they're going to go missing or what's going to happen. He might as well at this point
Yeah,
because
he's
everybody's
already
had
in
them.
too far. He's in too far. Everybody's seen it though. I don't think he can get away with
Right.
that.
And that's the thing. If he changed something, why would he keep trying to get these fucking papers? And
I don't
anyway,
know. I guess he wanted to double check the rest of it because he didn't have as much time to look at it as he wanted to. They called him over. So I think maybe he changed that one thing and maybe he was going to change something else and he didn't get a chance to do it.
and the end confused me too because then we got to see our Jeannie Francis. Agnes sees Laura and screams.
This
That
was
was
weird.
yeah. It was
This
a
was
really
weird.
it was a weird ass episode.
So Agnes, I guess during the seance, got the idea that Laura's dead. Like she just got
Right.
kind of was like on the idea that Laura's dead, Laura's gone. She and like her husband is just like, what the hell, girl? So when they go home, she's in the house and she sees a delusion of Laura. Now these are just stock shots of when they had the honeymoon in Beecher's Corner. This is the
Right.
same scenes. They've just cut it to the Jeannie Francis scenes. But it's like
Yes.
she's looking through not a keyhole, but like through the slats of the door in the barn, but she's seeing the interior of the kitchen. And she starts freaking out and saying that Laura's in there and she's screaming bloody murder. And it's really weird. And then Walt comes and he opens the door and he's like, there's nobody in there. Like, she's gone. What are you even doing? And she's like, I saw her. And I don't know what this is doing or where this is going. It
But it
feels
was a
like
really good
the
cliffhanger
psychic,
because
yeah.
I wanted to watch the next one. I was like, God damn it.
But it feels like the psychic just freaked everyone out. And like, that's what triggered this, whatever this is.
Yeah, these were better episodes. I was definitely entertained. A lot more. The Laura stuff, well, Laura 2 stuff seems to be maybe coming to an end. Maybe
It's
not.
I just don't like, I don't know. I feel like they've introduced us to this new Laura, who's obviously Jackie's sister. And like, we
Right.
don't really know who she is because right now she's kind of like an aggravated person, can't leave a hotel room, who seems to be in love with
Right.
this photographer, but there is literally no reason for her to be in love with Mel.
Right.
He's not really affectionate. He doesn't seem to like her. He seems aggravated with her all the time.
Yeah.
And in response, she comes off like a brat because you can't blame her. She's bored out of her mind, but she comes off
Right, for sure.
as really kind of bratty and irritating.
She's
So
trying to steal shit
because
just to entertain herself.
yeah,
Right.
she's like, I'm bored. What if I go to the store and steal a bunch of shit? And Mel's like, you're going to call attention to us. And she's like, well, what if I go home? And he's like, you can never leave because of David. And it's like, get the girl a book. Like, get her a
Right.
book. And then
Get her.
also, all of this could have been avoided if Laura had just gone to lunch with Jackie and said, I'm fine, I'm here with Mel. And they could have just continued their relationship as normal with
Yeah.
her keeping the secret for Mel. Like, this whole the way David Gray is conducting business with his nonsense about none of the other cogs in the machine knowing what the other ones are doing, it's just so convoluted and stupid. But he's so threatening, right? He's really good at being threatening. Like, he's scary when
Right.
he's on. I just don't know if they
He's a
knew
creep.
entirely where they were going with this storyline. If
It feels like it.
it feels very loose. I hate when they do this where like they do the same thing multiple times in a week over and over again, because like we have that now. We currently have that sometimes where it's just like certain characters are just repeating various versions of the same dialogue 3 days in a row, and you're
Oh,
just like,
geez.
okay, it's day 2, maybe we do
Right.
something else now. But I do think
Yeah.
I think Alan and Monica are going to end up sharing a bedroom or something in New York, because
Yeah, something's gonna go down in New
why
York for
send them
sure.
both to New York? They both have the same name, Dr. Quartermain, and you know the hotel's going to just half-ass that because it's not now; it's the '80s, and it was probably just
Right.
written on a sheet of paper. And they're like, "Oh, Dr. Quartermain booked a room," and then Dr. Quartermain calls to book a room, and they're like, "Dr. Quartermain already booked a room," and then they're going to put them in the same room.
You'd think it's gonna be like a comedy show,
Yeah,
a comedy of errors.
Monica and Ellen are, except when they're being incredibly violent towards one another, are very farcical and funny in between threatening to murder each other. And like, I love their relationship because it's so obvious that like they are still in love with one another. And I don't care what anyone says, like, Susan never stood a chance because like this is kind of Alan's pattern. I guess this starts with Susan, where Alan sees a
Right.
woman who's not as cool or not as awesome as Monica and is just so tired of fighting with Monica that he just wants a regular normal person. And then as soon as
Right.
he gets with a regular normal person, he realizes they're too boring for him and he needs someone like Monica who's crazy and matches his crazy. And then he ends
Right.
up wanting to get back with Monica. And then Monica just has affairs with hot guys because she's hot.
So why not?
Yeah. So like if he's cheating, she should cheat. And if they were just in an open marriage, I think it would have solved a lot of their problems.
Most definitely.
I mean, technically, they are in an open marriage. The amount of times they cheat on each other,
Right. It's true.
but
Very
yeah.
true.
So I love them. I think classically for soaps, this is one of the best couples that we've ever had. Is Monica and
Well,
Ellen
their chemistry is great, so you
off the
can't.
charts? Yeah, off the
Yeah.
charts. And you kind of love them, even though like literally Alan threatened to kill her, and I was still on board with them getting together, which is insane.
I know. It's definitely gonna happen, and it's gonna happen this week, I'm sure.
It will be super fun when it does. I'm sure I'll love it.
Mhm.
I just really wish Luke was in a better storyline because I think Tony Geary's so dynamic and he is doing a great job with the stuff they've handed him and
It's
Tristan. It's
it's
just
better than his Avalanche storyline. I'll give him
that's
that.
the worst storyline ever.
It
I
really
hate it.
is.
I hate it. I
They
hate it.
made Luke an unlikable character in that
I
storyline.
just wonder what Tony Geary did to make them so mad at him because that
He wanted to
storyline
do
is
other things.
nuts.
He wanted to do other things. If you want to do other things, nope. They make you look like crap.
I never understood that because, like, I get it kind of like then, but like now it would just be like, just cut them a really good deal where they can come and go and then you can keep them. And then
Right.
they just
Well,
have to
now they
clean it.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
now they
smart. It's a
do. They let
smarter way
them.
to do it.
It is because then the actor wants to stay, like instead of like, oh, well, my show won't let me leave, so now I will
I have to
leave and
quit.
I'll never
Yeah.
come back. Right.
They're like, oh, you have to sign a non-compete. You can never work with anyone else but us. And then, of course, the actor's going to be like, but I want to be in a movie someday. And they're like, just be on the soap. And
Right,
remember,
right.
like soaps, even though soaps had incredible ratings, like film people can be really snobby about what they think is good and what they think is bad. And like actors want to hit every one of those platforms. They want to do plays, they want to do movies, they want to do some of them want to do musicals, others want to do like neighborhood stuff. So it's like really
Right.
hard to be like the Renaissance kind of artist you want to be if you're trapped in a contract that never lets you go anywhere else or do anything. It's smarter to be flexible, and then they will continue to come back to your show for decades.
Well, hopefully, I remember what year I'm in when we watch the next batch.
You won't, or I won't. One of us won't.
because they were really fun, and I'm excited to see more.
I thought this was
Um,
really a great group of episodes.
it was.
We had a lot of the cast doing interesting things. Like, I
Hmm.
do like Heather's machinations. Like they're kind of it's funny. I don't think Heather's a genius. Let's just put that out there.
She's not,
She's I think she's
but she is
smarter than the
smart.
average bear, but I don't think she's like really good at being cunning yet. Like she's just kind of awkward in her trying to like lay out this trap for Dr. Cat. But she's entertaining as hell, no matter what she's doing. And she's so delusional about Joe that it's kind of adorable.
Yeah.
He's gonna marry me and we're gonna be happily ever after and we're gonna make tons of money. And Joe's like, I want to work in the neighborhood and make $2 an hour for the rest of my life as long as I'm helping people.
It's
So
funny.
and I do want to see Amy in a romantic plot because I think this is the one and only time we're gonna see it.
Yeah, I think so.
He's like, is Johnny that good that after this, Amy's like, no more men, I'm done.
I
For,
know, right?
for Johnny is gone, and I shall never date again.
Yeah, she's dating in 1993, but we never see the person, so
Yeah, I think
she's
that's kind of
playing
how they
true.
do it from then on. Is like they don't really involve Shell in
It's a shame.
because she's such a dynamic. Amy's such a dynamic character, and like I really am sick of the Amy gossips and we all hate her for it storyline because it seems like Amy says what everyone else is thinking, and then they
Yeah.
walk away from Amy, and then they all gossip exactly the same way, but they're mad at Amy for it. It's just really
Hmm.
weird. Do you think Arthur's going down? Do you think Dr. Bradshaw is
So I did, I forget when I looked him up, but I looked him up recently, and he hangs around, it looks like, till 1986.
okay?
So we're in 82. So now I don't know if he's just recurring, if maybe he just comes back for a handful of episodes, like maybe he has to go to rehab. So maybe we'll get to see a little something. But remember, I did say 86, and we watched what, 82,
He's not
July of
back.
82 to October of 83, and we have not seen him one time.
Mm-mm.
So that's what makes me think maybe he'll come back. So I'm wondering if he'll maybe go to jail or something will happen to him, and then he'll come
I
back
don't know if he can
later.
go to jail because if he goes to jail, he most likely would lose his medical license. So at that point,
Right, he might.
what would he do after that? Like, would he be a consultant? I
Yeah, I
really
don't
don't
know.
remember much about him, and he's on a lot, which is like crazy
Yeah, he's on a
because
decent amount of time.
he's
Well,
good
you were
too.
also like 6 years old, weren't you?
I was a
Or
ba-
five.
I was very small.
So I'm sure you were not hardcore watching.
No, it was on in the background all the time when I was a kid. But
Right.
I was not watching anything when I was a kid. I was running around screaming and playing with Play-Doh. I wasn't like doing
You were
anything
waiting. You
ecstatic.
were waiting for MacGyver to come on.
I was waiting for MacGyver to come on, and then my uncle, who has since passed away, he would then be like, "Why don't we watch more football?" And I'd be like, "What can I? We only have one TV. Can I not watch MacGyver?" Oh, Uncle Franny, why? What's so
But
funny is
on
I'm so
that note,
resentful about that. I missed one episode of MacGyver in the entire run when it was on live, and that was because my uncle was over.
uh,
Not that I don't love my uncle, I just hate football.
well, now you can see MacGyver on Tubi and on your DVDs.
I know. And there was
Anyway,
this an episode with a big fake deer, and it was hilarious.
well, thanks for joining us today at Queers and Soaps. Follow us on all the socials. Let us know. Did you watch 1982? LB, I know you're out there watching us. Let us know what you thought of this. Did you like Rudy? That's Dr. Bradshaw.
Little Blake from Dynasties is watching
Yeah.
us.
But until next time, have a good one, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.